I've done a lot of videos about different police topics, but one thing I have not done is gone back to the basics. Before you get into law enforcement, it's important to know why you're doing so. Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. A lot of my videos have been in-depth details about modern day policing. But how did policing originally start? And what exactly is the purpose of the police? Without giving a long and boring history lesson, policing basically started centuries ago when homeowners would volunteer to patrol their neighborhoods. When someone committed a violent crime, the crime would be announced and the person that was working on patrol would notify that person about court. But back then, judges were not just readily available. Judges would travel to different areas and hear cases in that jurisdiction. Then as time went on, people were too busy or they didn't feel like patrolling their own neighborhoods anymore. So they began getting replaced by people that were actually hired to patrol their areas. And as these groups became more organized, the government started to pay them as constables or marshals. Every county started getting sheriffs who then hired their own deputies. Then cities started hiring daytime and nighttime watchmen. In some ways, police work has changed drastically, but in others, it remains exactly the same. Let's take a look at the basic objectives of what police work really is though. Number 1, arresting and conviction of offenders. Uniformed patrol officers are always almost the first ones to the scene. This makes them more apt to make an arrest of a suspect on scene or nearby. And the case is not technically over until the person is sentenced in court or acquitted. But very rarely does a uniformed patrol officer follow through with a lengthy case. Some investigations can take days, weeks, months, or even years to complete. And those cases are usually given to investigators because that is their job. They have time to investigate those cases. The patrol officer on the road usually only takes the initial report and then goes on about their business. Number 2, reducing traffic collisions. Uniformed patrol officers are usually held responsible for enforcing the traffic rules of their state. While officers on patrol perform traffic duties, that is not their sole purpose. And because of that, medium to larger sized departments often have a traffic division. These are officers that have usually been on patrol for at least 2 years and they have moved on to a specialized division. I have personally never heard of any department that hires somebody, sends them through the academy, and then puts them directly in the traffic division. So I am sorry, rookies, you are going to have to do your time on the road as a patrol officer like the rest of us did. People often argue that the whole purpose of a traffic division is to generate revenue, but the actual purpose of it and the intent behind it is to decrease traffic collisions. I have seen how effective it is dumping a large amount of traffic officers into an area that is very well known for traffic collisions and watching the numbers drop. For rural areas or counties where officers might not be as plentiful, there are often state patrol or state troopers. Number 3, problem solving. It's important for the police department and the community to come together to identify current and future crimes. You have to prepare for events that might come your way, and these might be based on patterns or trends. Whether it's a natural disaster like a tornado or an absolute tragedy like an active shooter, uniformed police officers are on the front line to help those in need. Number 4, overseeing public peace. Whether it is the U.S. Marshals upholding the termination of segregation laws many years ago, or modern officers standing guard at public rallies, it's our job to ensure that everyone's constitutional rights are protected. Whether it's people gathering with their guns to support the Second Amendment, or it's a group gathering for peaceful protest, we are there to make sure nobody is harmed while they are voicing their public opinion. Number 5, proactive patrol. Proactive patrol is crime prevention. There's no other way around that. People can use excuses all day long. As long as there are areas with significantly higher crime, there are going to be a larger number of officers present. And I am using this as an example because this is a true story. Let's say there is a club, and every Friday and Saturday night there are fights or shots fired in the parking lot. The moment we upped our presence to ensure people were going to be safe here, we were then accused of profiling. It is often a catch-22 situation that you will find yourself in as a cop. If you're there, you're profiling. If you're not there, you don't care about that particular community or what might happen to them. So at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is your job. Some people won't like that either way, and that's okay. Number 6, and the most obvious purpose for the police, crime prevention. A very large percentage of an officer's time is going to be spent responding call to call. It is the responsibility of officers to mediate disputes and try to come to a peaceful resolution if possible. This could be between couples, roommates, families, or even customers at a business. It is an officer's responsibility to help when somebody needs it. Anyway guys, that is it for today. I figured I would go back to the basics with you guys, a little bit of a history lesson there in the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. If you are not already, join us on patreon.com/officer401. We're going to be doing another private live stream this week. I hope to see you guys there. Have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys very, very soon.